So, you've probably seen CitrusBurn popping up everywhere, right? It's that weight loss supplement that's getting a ton of buzz online. And with all that attention, we just had to dig in and figure out what's really going on. So today, we are breaking it all down. Which, of course, leads us to the million-dollar question. Does this stuff actually work? That's what we're all here for, right? We're going to get to the bottom of it by looking at the science, what's inside, and most importantly, what real people are saying. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, what's all the buzz about? Then we'll get into the theory behind it, what's actually in the bottle, and some real user experiences. Stick around because there's a super important warning we need to talk about, and then we'll wrap it up with our final takeaway.
All right, section 1. So what is this new weight loss buzz all about? Let's get right down to it. What exactly is CitrusBurn, and who is this for?
Okay, so at its core, CitrusBurn is billed as a plant-based, stimulant-free supplement. The whole idea is to support thermogenesis, that's your body's calorie-burning process, and help with appetite control. But here's the key. It's designed to do it without the jitters or the crash you might get from other supplements loaded with caffeine.
Okay, so now for the really interesting part, the science behind their sales pitch. The entire product is built around this one key idea they call thermogenic resistance.
So before we can even talk about resistance, let's make sure we're on the same page with thermogenesis. Think of it like your body's internal furnace. It's the natural process of burning calories to create heat and energy for everything. From digesting your food to just keeping you warm. It's your metabolism in action, 24/7.
Okay, so if thermogenesis is your furnace, thermogenic resistance is what happens when that furnace starts to, sputter out a bit. The theory is that as we age, especially after 35, our body's natural fat-burning ability slows down. It becomes less responsive. It's the reason why, according to them, you can be doing everything right, eating well, exercising, and still feel like you're completely stuck. It's that hidden roadblock.
So if the problem is this thermogenic resistance, how does CitrusBurn claim to fix it? Let's take a look at what's actually inside the formula and how you're supposed to use it.
The how-to part is super simple. It's just 1 capsule a day with a big glass of water. They recommend taking it in the morning before breakfast to kind of kickstart your day. The big thing they emphasize is consistency. You've got to take it daily.
All right, let's look under the hood. This is where it gets interesting. You can see it's a whole blend of botanicals. You've got things like Seville Orange Peel and Andalusian red pepper, which are there to support that calorie-burning process, right? To turn up the heat. Then you have Spanish red apple vinegar to help you feel full, and Himalayan mountain ginger for cravings. It's not just one thing. It's a team of ingredients working together on different fronts, from fat oxidation with green tea to metabolic balance with berberine and ginseng.
Okay, the ingredients list looks good on paper, but what really matters is, what are people actually experiencing? Let's compare what the official website says with what we can find from a user review out in the wild.
So on their official site, you'll find stories like this one from Tasha M. She says, "I've lost 22 pounds and feel in control for the first time in years." I mean, that's a huge, life-changing kind of result for sure.
But to get the full picture, let's look at another take. This one's from a YouTube review. They said, within the first week, things felt less stuck. Cravings became more manageable and motivation came back. So, not as dramatic as 22 pounds, but this speaks more to that gradual, steady support, feeling unstuck, managing cravings, and honestly, for a lot of people, that's a massive win.
Okay, so after hearing all that, you might be thinking, maybe I should give this a try. And that's fair. But hold on. Before you even think about buying, there is something you absolutely need to know. This is the most important warning we're going to talk about today.
And that warning is this. Okay, listen up because this is crucial. With all the buzz, a bunch of fake websites have popped up trying to copy the CitrusBurn name. The real product is only sold through their official website. Let me say that again. Only on the official site. If you see it anywhere else, it is almost certainly a counterfeit, and you have no idea what you're actually getting.
Now, here's something that really lowers the risk if you do decide to try it from the right place. The official product comes with a 180-day money-back guarantee. That's a full 6 months. It's a pretty strong signal that they stand behind their product, and it gives you plenty of time to see if it's actually a good fit for you.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. The buzz, the science, the ingredients, the reviews, and that super important warning. So let's pull it all together and land on our final takeaway. Let's just lay it all out. Pros versus cons. In the pro column, you've got the natural, stimulant-free ingredients.
It tackles a specific problem with that thermogenic resistance theory. We're seeing positive reports on things like appetite control, and of course, that 180-day guarantee is a huge plus. Now for the cons. The results seem to be gradual. This is not an overnight fix. It's only available on their official website, which can be a hassle for some. There's a very real risk of counterfeit products out there. And like with any supplement, results are going to vary from person to person.
So what's the final verdict? Well, it seems pretty clear that CitrusBurn is not trying to be some kind of magic pill. It's positioned as an option for people who are looking for natural, long-term support. For helping with appetite control and giving your metabolism a little nudge in the right direction.
And that really leaves us with a big question to chew on, doesn't it? In a world that's all about quick fixes, maybe the real key to breaking through a weight loss plateau is actually a more gradual, steady kind of support. Something to think about. Well, I really hope this breakdown helped you understand what CitrusBurn is all about. Thanks for tuning in.